Last week, got started off. We got introduced to each of our characters. Well, each of your characters, I should say. Um, we started with Tempest making her way to Nestor's wondrous Nestor's Circus of the Wonderful and Wild, encountering an old dwarven con artist, who she very deftly solved and, in a very grumpy manner, got her money back. Pep, our fighter, was told backstage that he actually should probably win this fight. Um, Much to his surprise and to the surprise of, well, seems like everybody. Um, Things didn't go well for him. Amarok the Obliterator, the dwarven fighter, um, did just that, obliterated, as Desiel so succinctly put it, made him Pep the Obliterated. Lyra, we were introduced then to Lyra, who met her newfound idol in Nestor. Um, then helped Pep off the stage, spoke with him a bit before Emnael took pity on him and gave him a bit of health. The four, of course, being Lyra, Pep, Emnael, and Desiel, who was with Emnael, all got talking, mostly about Pep's fighting habits and their ethics, shall we say. Tempest joined the conversation, wanting to see what these very interesting people were up to. After noticing that his manager had seemingly abandoned him, Pep asked Lyra to search. Lyra went backstage, found Jacques, his manager, being roughed up by somebody. It turned out to be one of Amarok's goons, who was unhappy with the state of the fight. Came back and broke the news to everybody, along with questions about whether or not friends are to be slapped, which we came to the conclusion that
with consent.
With consent, only with consent.
Slap your friends with consent. This is correct. Quickly became a theme throughout most of the night, I think, although very little slapping occurred. Past that point, the newly formed quintet worked their way through the back of the circus tent, finding themselves kind of in the living area, the open space, which is being retconned slightly because we have new battle maps. It is not the circle of wagons. It is rather, well, what you guys can see on the map here. They found Jacques underneath one of said wagons, bloodied and very much unconscious in a puddle. Emnael took pity on him as well, giving him a shot of health. They discovered that all of Jacques' money was now taken by Amarok and company, including Pep's share of the pay from that quote-unquote fight. And so they decided that they were going to get their money back, as well as it turned out some of the money that was not quite theirs. A quick plan of sorts was fashioned, with Lyra and Tempest each distracting the guards. Lyra with a very, very frustrating sequence of charisma checks that led to her leading two of them away, and Tempest casting friends on the other two and suggesting a game of tag, which allowed Desiel to, well, try to work his magic, so to speak, on both the strongbox containing Jacques' money as well as Amarok's safe, both of which he failed to open. The friend spell wore off, leading all the guards, or the now two turn very quickly on those that had fooled them, including the two holding Lyra, who were scared somewhat away when Lyra decided to slightly transform herself into a more demonic form, which got everybody's attention, including Nestor and Amarok, who were speaking in Nestor's tent, which is up here in the top right corner. They came out, as well as everyone else, who is now crowded kind of around here. And we get back into it. Time kind of unfreezes from where it was.
All right. So I know Lyra had.
Turn.
I have my hands up and I'm smiling.
Yes.
That's
So you have
what
your
we
hands
want
up
to
on the
be.
ground, smiling. Now back
Yeah.
in the form everyone recognizes you in.
Mm.
Nestor looks around. What's going on here?
Question real quick before we get into it.
Yes, go right ahead.
All right. So I know Lyra had walked them away for like over a minute, clearly. So is she and are they all really like right outside the wagon where this is happening? My understanding was at the end, Lyra had the attention of everybody.
You're
and
right.
the only people that were paying attention to the wagon were the two guys that had friends on them.
So that does change things. Thank you for reminding. They are closer to over here. I had to change things a little bit because the scale of the map changed when I got my map. But you are correct. So they'll have moved a bit more this way. So they are, what is that? 45, 50 feet. So kind of slowly moving away. Because she said she also wanted them to move as slowly as possible.
Yeah.
So they're kind of being led out of this area. So yeah, right now the only people looking at you are these two here that had started to play tag but have now turned back and moved forward. So I'm going to need now everyone to roll initiative.
Okay, but they are like clearly everybody is right there on top of us. So we can't do anything to those two without everybody else seeing. Because everyone's right there now. Correct.
What do you mean? Everybody is in
like everybody is literally like within one round of each other, essentially, on this map.
Yeah. Basic. Now it's not open combat per se, except for
absolutely.
These who are now hostile to Tempest specifically. But yes, things are a lot tighter than I had initially described them. Although it's
you're going to put up a little initiative tracker.
Yes, I can. Can we show that on? Can we see that on stream?
It should appear.
Okay. So it's right. Is that better? Oh, okay, so you can move that around to a decent spot. Oh, I can just... Where's your macro? It's not going to pop up. Okay.
Stop.
Yeah.
And we're currently just like running away with a floating safe
giant voice. So right now, Pep is pushing this safe, so his movement is halved while he's doing that. You can stop pushing it. Obviously, you don't have to move it, but as long as you're going to be moving it, that's what's going to be. You're going to be moving at half speed.
Is the levitate concentration? I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Well, damn.
I technically have another friends in me, but I can't. Like, if I do that, it will drop the safe. It's the safe, which completely drops the entire point.
I've got a friends in me. No, nobody.
Yeah, but I don't think they got a friends in them.
You don't know what these guys have. Only I know that.
They do have a new enemy.
You do. You do have two.
They feel so hostile about me. It's great.
And yeah.
It's okay, guys. Gerard will save us all.
You better.
All right. So is everybody's in? I think.
Yes, sir.
Stat block. Can I get a stat block, please? There it is. All right. First, it's going to be Desiel.
Okay.
What are you?
And anything I say to the two guys that have their attention turned on us, everybody else is going to hear it, correct? Because like we're all
Basically, yes.
right on time. Okay.
Yes. Sorry for the disruption to what you guys had planned.
No, it's all right. It's just after she led them away for a minute, like
Yeah.
I had different ideas of what we could do.
I understand.
All right. Well then, so where are the exits then to this carriage? Like, how many different ways can I get out of the carriage or the wagon that I'm in?
So you can get out the way you went in. So the front here,
Mm-hmm.
that is open out to this. There's the back, which was locked from the inside. You could open that. And then those are the two main ones. There's a window up towards the front that you could probably crawl out of. But basically, you can come out towards the center or off to the side here.
Okay. Well, then, grabbing things is a move action, essentially.
Grabbing,
Like
yeah.
Okay, so
what is your one?
There was also, I know there was the 60 silver and the papers that were there on top of the strong box. So you had like the safe, the strong box, and on top of the strong box were the 60 silver and some papers. If I wanted to like grab this silver and papers, because there was apparently
that would be your movement to kind of gather all that up.
Okay. But at the moment, there's only the two guys that Tempest had friended that are even really paying attention to the wagon at the moment, right?
Yes. Everyone else, there are fewer people, because I think I had said like 30 or something when it was bigger. Everyone else is focused on Lyra and the two that are near her, yeah.
Well, then in that case, Dezio will reach into his component pouch, pull out a little pinch of sand and wave it around and utter an incantation and cast sleep, centered between the two guys that are looking at my friend Tempest.
All right, go for it.
They don't roll 2 ones. Okay, let me click on, there we go. So
31. Yeah, that is enough to put one of them out. Which one would you like to?
Not the other, though.
Nope.
That put me to sleep twice.
Not quite enough. Well, you are a wizard.
Yeah. Well, then, I suppose the one that is furthest on the edge.
This one here?
Yeah.
All right. There's another thing. There's a little icon in here for being asleep. I'll just put that on it. That works too. Okay.
All right.
And
then I will gather up all the silver and papers and try and stash them, and then I'll have Eddie dropped down, because it's a bonus action to have my familiar do something, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I'll just have him jump down on top of me, since he was above the doorway. And that will be my action.
Right.
And my move and my bonus, so I'm done.
Cross in the order over to Nestor, who's still looking around. Looks up at the two guards who are now kind of stepping back from you, Lyra. And he is going to hum what sounds like a lullaby. And he is also going to cast sleep. A slightly higher level. Can I do that from here? No, I can't. I gotta go over here. So that is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Sleep at. Boom. Why did that pop up as a save? Okay. So that is a /R 78, because he is casting this at, or no, he's casting at 3rd level, so that's 98. And 42. That is enough to put both of them out. Those two of them, he kind of ends humming and looks out his hand, and they both just and fall over. Amarok next to him. What was that for? Calm yourself. Let's not get this nasty, shall we? Now, young dear, what's going on here? And pausing on that, that's going to be his turn. Pep, it's you.
Pep is going to continue to push this levitating chest.
All right.
I'm gonna shove it into this cannon. Is this cannon actually here?
That cannon, no, that is not something. That's
okay. Then which direction is our cart?
Jacques' cart is off this way. It is not on this map, but it's kind of off in that direction.
So I probably can... Okay, so Pep doesn't know anything about magic, so he's just gonna take advantage of this levitating chest while he can. And he is going to dash his full movement.
Alright, you can move that 30 feet. Because pushing it, you can only move it half.
So, yeah, I'll get right here, if that's okay.
Yeah, so, yep, move your token, and I'll move that. There.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright. Lyra.
Okay.
You've been addressed by Nestor. There are the two around you who have suddenly fallen to your level.
Thank you for saving me, Nestor. I was just so enamored by the show and the circus, and I found these two gentlemen, and I offered to put on my own show, and, you know, I guess they don't like magic that I can perform as much as your magic. Do you want to see a trick?
Your own show.
Like a sideshow, you know?
Yes. Are you gonna talk? Because if you
I'm
talk,
gonna keep talking.
Use your action. You can hold your action, or you can keep talking as an action.
I'll just keep. Because I'm still trying to be a distraction for my friends, so I'm just gonna try to keep their attention on me.
You're gonna stand up at least, or are you gonna stay?
Oh, am I on the ground? Yeah, I'm standing up.
Yeah, because they dropped
okay,
you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'll stand up.
So stand up, brush yourself off while you're saying all this. That's all you want to do?
That's all
just
I'm gonna
keep
do.
Being a distraction.
I'm a distraction.
All right, so make a performance check just to try and keep the eyes on you. Okay, everyone keeps
Okay.
Everyone is more confused now that you started talking.
Yeah.
Than before. Those that had seen you change are not really buying it necessarily, but they're looking at you.
Okay.
So now it is Tempest. You now have one mercenary bearing down on you.
My problem is that I need to be within, I think, see the box within 20 feet to keep it floating. Is there something around this cart that looks scalable? Like, does it look like there's some way I could get on the roof of it?
You could try. Yeah,
okay.
You could make an attempt at climbing up it, because it's got doors, it's got kind of ridges, and the roof kind of extends out a little bit farther. You can make me an acrobatics check.
I'm gonna make that attempt.
Climb up this thing. All right, go for it.
Because I'm a little stuck. That is not good.
7. No, so you kind of you grab onto what you think is a pretty sturdy piece of wood and push yourself up with your foot, but your fingers don't grip well enough, and they just slip off, and you fall back to the ground. And that's gonna be the first half of your movement.
Okay. I'm gonna just like slowly turn around and make eye contact with the guards.
Well, there's only one chasing you right now. You're just going.
Oh, I'm gonna make contact with him and just tagger it and run. And I'm aiming to run around this corner. I can see that Pep is sort of aiming for the cart, so I'm gonna aim around there. And just sort of, I suppose. Are these things here? The stuff on the corner there?
This stuff, yeah. This is just kind of.
Okay, so I'd have to run around it?
You could, like, hop over it.
Okay, I'll just aim for this corner here. Sort of to be out of eye range with him, but I know he knows where I've gone.
Alright.
And I'm just hoping to keep the chest in sight as Pep comes around. And I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't going well.
Okay. No one's died yet. It's now Amarok's turn, and he is going to shoulder past Nestor over to one of his people and kind of slap him awake. No time for sleeping on the job. Get up. What? Sorry, boss. So he is now back awake, and that's going to be his turn. But this guy is still asleep. Now we're back to the final, or to the two mercenaries. First one is going to move his full 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60. So he's going to move and then dash to get over to you. That's going to be his turn. This one is going to move his full 60 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, away from Lyra. So he gets up and bolts. He wants no part in whatever demon magic this appears to be. And we get, that brings us to the bottom at M now. So you were holding the strong box. That whole
No, he was helping. Oh, okay.
I was helping push the...
He was helping Pep push the big safe.
Yeah.
I started the strong backs in the carriage.
Okay. Seeing this current predicament right here, I am going to use my bonus action to turn undead, harness divine power, so I can recuperate one spell slot of up to half my proficiency bonus. So I recuperate one first level spell slot.
That's bonus action.
Yes, and as my action, I am going to cast Command on Amarok.
Okay. Let's say.
So he gets a wisdom save.
A wisdom save. Would you believe he's not very good at those?
Well, wouldn't possibly imagine.
I don't want to do that. Did I not have his? Okay, so I don't have that. D20. So he fails.
Perfect. Okay, and
What
so I command him to. It's gotta be one word. So I'll just say fiasco. I want him to drop to the floor and start pounding on the floor.
So you say fiasco.
Yes, because the spell says I can say something else.
Yes, you can say something else.
Recommended.
If you do so, the GM describes how the target behaves. That's wonderful. So the way he determines fiasco is
yell even louder.
He's now drunk. Very, very much so. And so he just starts a drunk laugh. Come on! Somebody fight! So he just begins.
Yeah, and he does that on his turn, I believe, which
On his
means he loses his turn.
So he will, yes, he will do that in his turn.
Okay.
So he is.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if I try to move towards Pep. I couldn't even push the thing, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
All right. Staying right there. We're back to Desiel.
All right, and which individual is now starting to act drunk? The one closest to us?
Oh, that is Emerok down here.
Oh, okay. All right.
The Obliterator now obliterated in his mind on alcohol.
So Desiel will kind of lean over to where he can get the perspective of this guy that's closest to us. And he'll wave a little feather and be like, "Hey, Jew! Did you not hear about the circus fire? It was intense." And he pops a little tart in his mouth and casts Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the guy.
You are not a bard. How dare you? Is that a save?
It is a Wisdom 14 save, yes.
A Wisdom save. Okay, that is a natural 20. I forgot you guys can't see that when I roll it. Say natural 20. So he does in fact save. Is it half damage? Or well, I guess it's not damage, is it?
It's not damage at all.
It's the effect. Yeah, so he looks at you.
Apparently,
circus
he just
fire.
doesn't think it's funny.
Nothing's on fire. And is immediately back to angry at Tempest.
Okay. Then I will drag the strongbox over to the back of the wagon over here, to where I'm more hidden in the wagon. If I can reach up and unlock the door as well, I'd do that. If not, then I'll just kind of stay hidden.
That's going to be an action.
Sure.
To kind of get that unlocked and open. So.
Well, then I grab the strongbox and kind of get it and myself out of view of everybody in the back of the wagon. You said there's a door back there, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay. That's my turn.
Pull that to the back. It's now Nestor's turn.
Oh, it's not a bonus action to control my familiar. I just can telepathically tell him what to do, and he listens to me on his turn. So, I was looking that up. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Nestor does not see the events unfolding over here just yet. He is still focused on what's in front of him. So he's going to go up to you, go to Emerald and Lyra, and he'll put his hands on your shoulders. You really need to tell me what happened, and I need you to make a, I believe, wisdom. I always get these confused. Which one is he casting?
Me?
Yes, Lyra,
okay.
You're going to have to make me a wisdom save.
Okay. Okay.
A 7? Yeah, that's not quite going to do it. So you are now... So you see him, as he steps up to you, again, humming something almost under his breath, and when he puts his hand on you, there's kind of this release of energy, and you feel as though there's a wind pushing against you, and you really, really feel like you should do what he says.
Okay, and he asked me to tell him what's really going on.
Yes, he says, tell me what's happening. So on your turn, that's what you're going to have to do. Now that you are...
Okay.
So that's his turn. It's going to be Pep.
Okay, I'm going to continue pushing this.
Keep pushing it just as far as you can.
Yeah, so, and that will be my turn.
Okay. And now, Lyra, it is your turn. Spill the beans.
Well, you see, what had happened was me and my friends, new friends, I just kind of met them, but I hope they'll be my friends and let me slap them one day. It's a long story, but, well, one of my friends lost his money because that man stole it. And so we decided, hey, let's go help him get his money back. And that's what happened. And then I was the distraction, which obviously I'm doing a very good job. And so with my distraction, I kind of panicked and, you know, did a little magic-a-roo, and that's what happened.
Oh, okay. Now you've said that, he looks around and sees what's going on up here at the top. He can see everyone except Desiel, who's in the back of the carriage. But he can see Emnail here. He can see Tempest, and he can see Pep now pushing, or continuing to push this levitating box, as well as the mercenary charging towards you, sword out. Speaking of Tempest, it is now her turn.
Okay, so I've just seen Nesta turn around and see all of us, right?
Yes, you would. If you're looking in that direction, you'll have seen it.
Oh no! This completely
You
changes
see
my
him-
plans.
You see him approach Lyra, say something to her. She says something to him. He turns and makes brief eye contact with you. Looks at Amnel and Pep as well.
We're
Okay,
both.
so out of curiosity, how far is the cart that we're aiming for?
Heart that you're aiming for is about 100 feet out that way. He was kind of off the main circle.
Okay.
Sorry, about 30, a little over 30 meters.
That's
Precise
very-
measurements. That's what I like.
Yeah, real
Well, I said
measurements.
I said about, so by definition, not precise.
Not human body
Go on.
parts. Yes.
Okay, and looking at this box, this thing looks really strong, right? Like, say, for example, I dropped it from a height of 20 feet. It doesn't look like it would break, does it?
It certainly seems sturdy.
Okay, I did misread my spell, so I actually have 60 feet of being away from the box.
No?
Do I do? This is my thing. This is what I do. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's me! I'm the mastermind of this plan! You're all falling within the threads of my web that I've weaved. Fools, a lot of you! Wahaha!
Hey, make your own performance check. Although you've put yourself in a good position.
Yeah. Holy no! No!
Oh, okay.
We're cursed, man. We're cursed. It's.
I haven't.
Not only, well, you get everyone's attention. Everyone's gonna say this as you run out and start screaming. So much so that Amarok, in his or what he thinks is a drunken state, sees, hey, there's somebody else yelling. They want to fight. And so he turns towards you with a look in his eyes that says, hoo hoo hoo, somebody wants to brawl. And so, is that all for your turn? You've used your movement and your action.
Right?
Yeah, that was your action.
Not unless I want to cast a healing word on someone. Which
Well,
I might need later. So
save that for yourself, yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually okay with this because he's adding to my distraction. This is not good, but I'm okay with it. That's my turn.
All right, and conveniently enough, it is Amarok's turn. How much movement does he have? I think he's got. Okay, so he's got.
I think he's just short.
I just want to make sure. No, that's not what I want.
And he's commanded, so he can't attack this turn. He can move, but then he can move and make a fiasco.
Yeah, so he in the mid, so 5, 10, 15, 20, so he moves to there. And you're right, does not get his action because he is in the midst of his fiasco. And so that's all he can do on his turn. He is now approaching you, fist balled. Still laughing, but now in a more, oh, this is getting fun type of way. And does the command only last for 1 round?
Yes, it does. It is only 1 round.
Okay. On his next turn, he will come out of that. For the 2 mercenaries that are still up, this one is going to run over here and wake his friend up. I just like, come on, we gotta get out of here. There are demons here. We gotta go. What? Demons? What? And they are both going to skip to Malu out in and around the as far as they can go, getting out, which actually will take them off screen. So they are they are for the moment out of the picture. No, wait, that's the wrong layer. There we go. That's what I need you guys on. Okay. So that's going to be their turn. This one's going to keep moving towards you, Tempests. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 35, 40, 45 using his dash, and he is now right up in your face. Ready to go. And that's going to be their turn. Emnail, it's your go.
Yes, sir. Tits. Okay. I am going to move towards this guy that moved towards Tempest. And I imagine that I can't just like go straight, so I'd have to go to like here and then from here to here. So I'll move closer to him. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna dash over here. And can I pull out my my weapon, or is that an action?
That is, I believe, a bonus action to pull out your weapon.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out my glaive, like not in a menacing stance, almost kind of like a staff, just holding it. And I'm just gonna be there.
At the ready. And we're back up to the top. Desiel, you gonna open that door?
Okay. Out of curiosity, is Pep considered as carrying the safe, or is the safe a separate entity? Like, is it a carried item or not?
No, because he doesn't have control of its floating. It's just floating and he's moving it.
Okay.
So no, that is not a carried item.
All right. I will unlock the door from inside the carriage.
All right.
And I will pull this better. I will tell Eddie to crawl. Let me see. I can speak telepathically within 100 feet. Okay. I will tell Eddie to crawl over to towards Lyra. Do you have a little eddy icon that I can use? I can make one real quick.
Oh, I do not. I hadn't thought of that.
That's all right. I'll just make a little. There we go.
Oh, a little circle.
Yeah. I guess
he's actually too small to see from this overhead view. This is like the post edit. This is the editing. I put that over in the editing so you can track
is he?
it. Like news footage.
I'll make a different.
No. We can see it. No. We can see it. I was just making a joke.
There we go. All right. Well, I made them bright yellow, so it's easier to see.
Yeah. So like on news footage, they've got like when there's something moving, they zoom in and put the circle around it so you can see it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So Eddie is going to, I guess, take a double move. He's going to do his move and his action to get 40 feet towards Lyra.
All right. This little purple spider just along the ground.
Yeah. Hopefully nobody notices him. And then, yes, I will open the back of the carriage and try to stealthily head out with the lockbox into the bushes and away from the rest of the action.
All right. So make a stealth check just to see how stealthily.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Tempest has my dice from last week. So.
You'd like it.
There we go.
15, yeah, you're pretty well hidden. Darting from shadow to shadow. It's very dark. The sun is fully down. Everything's very dark, so yeah.
All right.
As far as you're all concerned, Diziel has disappeared. Unless somebody has a passive perception above 15. Which I don't believe you guys do.
All right.
I do.
You do have one above 15?
I have 16.
16. Okay, so if you're looking, you might see him.
Yeah, but nah.
But I don't believe, no, there's stuff in your way anyway, so you couldn't see him even if you were looking. That's your turn.
Yep, that's me.
All right. Nestor, satisfied with, well, not satisfied, but having gotten his answer from Lyra, it's just going to stay here. Don't do anything. And then he's going to turn and look for Amarok. Obviously not seeing him. And what happened to you? He's going to see what that is. Hum another tune. But then you can't actually see him do anything. There's something that appears to happen. So he looks towards Amarok and hums these kind of intonations. And then looks over around to this group over here. That's his turn. Pep, you're up. Gonna keep pushing?
I will push. Yeah, I'll just keep pushing, I guess.
Right.
I'll go right here, I guess.
It's now out of frame. Move you to there.
And I want to stay specifically, 30 feet from this guy just in case anything bad happens. But yeah, that's what I'll do.
And Lyra, it's your turn.
Okay, so Amarok is still heading towards Tempest, though, or?
He headed that way, moved his 30 feet, and then kind of... And looked like is looking like he's recovering from whatever affected him.
Okay, so he isn't looking like hostile anymore.
He's not currently moving anywhere. He looks confused, which is a running theme.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my action then.
Okay.
And if he
what are you gonna
moves, I'm gonna run and grapple him.
Okay.
I'm like gonna jump on his back as a sneak attack.
I don't think you can hold movement, can you?
Okay.
So you can move there and then
hold a grapple.
Yeah, so you can move towards him and then hold a grapple if he tries to go outside of your melee range. But you can't hold the entire thing.
Okay. So I'm not gonna move then because Nestor told me not to, and this guy doesn't seem hostile anymore. So I'll just turn to Nestor and be like, I guess I'm not that good at distractions, eh? And that's my turn.
Speaking of distractions, Tempest.
So this guy is now like right in my face. I'm just gonna look up at him and say, "Don't suppose you want to be my friend, hey?"
Oh no.
And no, I'm not casting it.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't.
The whole
anyway.
party all of a sudden became Canadian. What's going on?
You got friends. It's basically what happens.
And I am gonna see that he doesn't want to be my friend, so I'm just gonna run. I know he'll get an opportunity attack on me, but basically I'm technically gonna be off the map, but I'm aiming like up here into the tree line.
Yep.
530,
yes,
and I'm gonna use my action to run further.
Don't run towards Pip.
No, that's why I'm going off towards the trees. I'm trying to veer to the other direction. Because I got to stay within 60 feet of it, so I can't run any other direction.
I guess a 19 hits you?
No. Sorcerer, man! I've got all the AC.
Fortunately for you, that only does 3 points of slashing damage. So you kind of nip out of the way. He, as you go by, kind of slices the back of your arm as you move out, but you are now safely out of range there.
Like I'm as I go, like I'm not being quiet about this at all.
Still trying to draw attention.
Yeah, she's like half caught between trying to be a distraction and just like, this is a plan. It's a bad plan. Help.
It's a bad plan. Help.
Con save, right?
Oh, for concentration, yeah.
Okay. I do have a thing if I fail this, so...
Oh, all your other things have been great so far. So.
My best roll so far. We're fine.
See?
You're fine.
See, that's what happens when you taunt the players. They finally roll well.
They start rolling well, yeah. Okay, fair enough. So the safe, as you're pushing it, Pep, kind of like the light around it kind of flickers, and it drops a few inches before restoring back to its initial pattern. It's now Amarok's turn, and looking around, so he's no longer affected by the command. I don't think it says anything about the target knowing that you cast it.
He probably knows. I don't know if he knows who cast it, but he knows he was under the influence of a spell.
Yeah, so he knows magic has happened to him.
Yes.
So now he's gonna try and let's see. Okay. So pick Walt. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails, okay. That's tails. He's gonna go for you.
Cool.
So he's gonna pick one of the two spellcasters or one of the two magic-looking people that he saw. I was like, well, it's got to be one of them. So he is gonna rock up to you and just a wild haymaker. Hey, you! Does an 18 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I wish it didn't, though.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fantastic if it didn't. But... So you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as he just rocks back and clocks you on the chin. And you had just started to turn, so you were focused on the mercenary and Tempest running away, and prepared to go at him for hurting her. But you hear, "Hey!" You turn around just as a fist flies up because you're pretty tall, and he actually pops up off the ground to get to you, and just clocks you right into the chin, snapping your head back. It's probably got your attention now.
Yeah.
Let's see. So this mercenary is going to head off after Tempest. He's going to be able to get back. Again, this is all happening now off the map.
And I can't get an attack of opportunity.
You do get
correct.
You do get an attack of opportunity.
Great.
He's moving out of your melee range.
Since I'm wielding my glaive, I'm just gonna.
Right,
I know that I'm like further than that. I'm
and
double
that probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, no, an 8 does not hit. And yes, Temps, this is all up past here. It's just so I know where everybody is. So we have that visually they're there, but they're well past that. But he is within 5 feet of you, because he has the same movement. So yeah, you swipe your glaive, but your vision is kind of blurry and a bit doubled from the punch. It's your turn now.
I'm gonna, since taking the punch like right under my jaw, and I'm try to swipe at the guy that ran over at Tempest. I'm like, shit, and I'm gonna turn back, and Amarok like right in front of me, and I'm gonna be, I'm so glad this is happening. I do not like you, and I'm gonna grab him by the chest, and I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay, go for it. It's a spell attack, right?
Yes, it is. Probably doesn't have 12.
12 does not hit.
Yeah.
So you grab him. Well, what does it look like when you cast Inflict Wounds?
Well, I take, I let go of one of my hands of the glaive and I try to grasp him on the chest. And as I try to move towards, a veil starts appearing right above my hand. And as I try to grab him, I close my fist, but he moves away and the veil just dissipates into green mist.
So he kind of twists to the side and smacks your hand out of the way with his arm.
Yes, sir.
Is that all you're going to do?
Does. I believe so, because I do not have bonus actions. Yes, I'm just going to stay right there.
All right. Desiel, you going to keep going?
I am going to, let me see my distance. Okay. I'm going to drop the lockbox. Hopefully, I stealth really well, so hopefully I'm in a stealthy spot. I'm going to drop the lockbox, move about 15 feet. I'm going to take half of my movement towards Amnael.
So you're kind of ducked behind crates and in shrubbery.
Yeah. Yes. And I am going to... Oh, so much happening right now.
Spellcaster analysis paralysis.
Yeah. Okay. So I am going to stare at the guy that is fighting Amnael. I'm going to narrow my eyes and speak the word Resto, driving a shard of psychic energy into their mind. Casting Mind Sliver.
All right. Into Amarok, you said?
Yes.
All right.
So intelligence save of 14.
Intelligence save.
Would you be psychic damage?
Would you believe he's not good at those?
I was hoping.
Honestly, I wouldn't. Most of the scholars I know come from pit fighting.
1.
All right, so he takes 3 psychic damage.
Did that?
Oh.
I don't think I rolled that correctly. I think
Yeah,
I rolled
it's because of space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he rolled a 1. Okay.
Fair enough. All right.
The universe wanted him to roll a 1, I guess.
Apparently. So he takes, what did I roll? 3? Click. 3.
Yeah.
So he takes 3 psychic damage, and he will subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw that he makes before the end of my next turn.
Because he certainly needs that.
Yeah. Well, he saved against my my friend's thing, so we'll see.
It's true.
Meanwhile, I will go the 15 feet back to the lockbox.
All right.
Actually, no. I will stay. I'll stay where I'm at. And Eddie will finish his run over and attempt to climb up Lyra. And I will just call out from the bushes. I'll be like, Lyra, the spider is your friend. She knows what that means, or she doesn't. But the spider finishes walking to her and tries to climb up on her. If she sees it,
how big is it? How big is Eddie?
He is a. Oh, that is. I had him pulled up.
10 feet wide.
No, he's a tiny creature. Oh, I pulled that tab over here. So he is a tiny beast, unaligned. Okay. He has a stealth of +4.
If you want him to, if you're telling him to be stealthy and getting up there and getting to her, you can command him. You can say he's not being stealthy by the time he gets to her.
No, so I want him. I don't want anybody to see him. I don't want him getting.
Okay, yeah. So roll stealth.
All right. He's got a +4.
Now this is also going to apply to Lyra when he gets to him.
That's fine. Like if she doesn't see him, that's great. But if she does, then I have said a thing.
10. What is your passive perception, Lyra?
11.
11. Okay, so when he says that, you turn around and this purple spider starts crawling up your leg. Could be the same spider he was talking about. Nestor also notices, looks over and makes quick eye contact with you, just points, because it's now his turn. He turned to you and said, "Don't go anywhere. Don't try anything funny." He's gonna move 5, 10, 20, here. Let's see, what is the range on this? Okay, 60 feet. And now pointing at you, Nail, is to say, you don't do anything. And this kind of green light emanating kind of begins to shine from his face. And now this kind of green haze generates around you. And I need you to make... Oh, he's got so many of these spells. A wisdom saving throw.
Sure. My luck. My
Your
God.
luck. Your luck indeed.
You got my dice from last week.
I got a +6. Not gonna help much on a 1.
This is all a result of our DM's virtual tabletop enhancement that he wanted us to
I sense hacks. I sense pure hacks.
I'm not the one who decided to use animated backgrounds. That was Kendra. That was Kendra's decision.
Everybody put this on your computers. It'd be great. Huh?
Oh, it's fantastic. There's no viruses. There's a promise, no virus.
It's a Roll20 add-on. It's not gonna mess with anything. Don't worry.
It's a Roll20 add-on. It will work perfectly all the time. And there will never
honestly,
be
I'm creeping up on John's streak because I've rolled a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 6.
Well, see.
I mean, still better on average.
Yeah, still better.
Yes, so Mnail, you are now charmed. You kind of find yourself, your vision kind of rays at the edges, and you hear what he's saying, and you take that as, this is what I'm going to be doing. Almost like you're hypnotized, or like a post-hypnotic state. And he just says, no more fighting. That's enough. All of you. And this he kind of turns to everybody. Stop this. Let's talk. And that's his turn. Pep, you are comfortably out of the circle here.
When I saw Tempest getting hit, did I see that it correlated with the chest dipping?
Well, it was her magic that put it up, and you would have heard at least her kind of cry of pain. So it's not unreasonable.
How far is Tempest from me? Because we're technically off map, right?
Tempest is like, so you're going angles. Oh goodness, you're making me do trigonometry.
It can just be roughly. Can I reach her in one turn?
You can get there. Yeah, you can get to her in a turn. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to stop pushing the chest because I need this to float. I'm going to run over to Tempest, and if Tempest allows me, I'm going to use bait and switch.
Are you going to
go right ahead?
So I'm going to grab her by the collar and pull her behind me and switch spots with her, and I get to add my superiority die to her AC.
All right. That's good.
Oh, you get 1 AC.
Hey!
13.
And then...
That's better than no AC.
And then I'm going to punch this guy in the face.
All right, go for it.
No fighting, but I sucker punch him in the face.
17? A 17 hits?
Okay, sorry, let me roll damage. I'm a little not used to D&D Beyond. Oh, I didn't mean to click that twice. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, so we go with the first one, 10. Yeah. So you flip Tempest around behind you, and in the same motion, you just carry your momentum and sock this guy across the face, knocking him to the side. Oh! His jaw is kind of like offset a little bit. Oh!
I'm gonna glare at him, and he's still up.
He's still up, but looking in a lot of pain. Like he's woozy.
I'm gonna, since I still have my bonus action, and I have the Tavern Brawler feat, I am going to grapple him with my bonus action.
All right, go for it.
Just so he can't reach Tempest over here.
Against his strength as well. He actually beats you with a 17.
No! Okay. I would be like, oh, okay. Yep, And that's my turn.
Alright. That's your turn, Lyra. You've got a spider that you've been told is friendly. Crawling up your leg. You were told not to go anywhere before Nestor charmed your friend. Well, your new friend.
I'm gonna whisper to Gerard, now would be a good time to do something, Gerard. And then I'm gonna walk over to Nestor, even though he told me to stay, and be like, not really say anything, but just walk with him closer to my friends.
So just walking up to him.
Yeah.
Spider. Why can I not select? There's the spider. Okay. Actually, hold on. Is Breath of Life, is that concentration?
Yeah, it is. So Gerard is out.
It is concentration. Okay, yeah. So Gerard is now just just an origami person.
Lyra doesn't know.
He's no longer moving or saying anything. But you wouldn't know. He's kind of in your pocket.
He has a very charming, off-centered smiley face on him.
Yeah.
Yes. Roll for charm. No. I'm not going to do that to you. All right, so you're gonna just walking by Nestor.
Yeah. Now I'm in.
All right, Tempest. You've been switched in place. You have an extra 1 to your AC. Is that just for the next round, or how long does that last?
Start of my next turn. Yeah.
Start of your next turn. Okay.
Okay.
And this guy
How
got
far
walloped.
is that cart now?
The cart. Let's see. What is it from here? Because you moved an extra. What was it? 30 feet or an extra 20 feet. So it's now 60 feet away from you.
I could get there, but the thing couldn't get there. It's being pulled by a horse, I'm assuming.
There are no horses on it at the moment.
There's no horses on it.
The horses for kind of all of the for all of the carriages are in their own kind of pasture.
Is it nearby? Do I see where they are?
I mean, it's not in the immediate vicinity. It's kind of across a field or in another field.
Just gonna look at the cart and just like she can see she's visibly like there's no horse here. Okay. I don't like Nestor. His circus is sad. I feel like I've been deceived by the advertising. This guy wants to hit me. Umnail's being attacked. Jesus Christ, there's no good way out of the situation with this giant box, is there? I'm gonna go over to the box, and I'm gonna sit on that box, and I'm gonna send it 20 feet in the air. This is my protest box. This is my soapbox. I am standing on this box, not sitting, and I'm gonna yell down at Nestor, and I'm gonna say, I demand rights. I demand the right to a fair trial. I demand the right to free speech. I demand fair recompense for my poor friend Jackie, whatever his name was, starts with a J, who was unfairly beaten by these savages led by this Amarok. You gave us a poor fight, and he decided that he would take his failings as a fighter down outside of the tent of the battlefield.
That is your action. That's right.
I'm just like ranting, like I'm pacing around in little circles.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your turn. Amarok will look back at Nestor, and they exchange a very tense glare. But he is not going to attack you, Emnail. He's going to walk up this way, and you do not get an opportunity attack because you are charmed. And just calling out to his mercenary, "That's enough! Get back here!" No, not you. Okay, that's fine. Let's say wisdom save. That's enough. And it's now the mercenary's turn. And he is looking at his boss and then looking up now at Tempest. And just in front of Pep, sheaths his sword, puts up his hands. Are we done? Because he says we're done. And he beat you up pretty bad. And we're to Emnail, so you have to use your turn to not fight.
Sure.
Remake the save.
Do I get to make a wisdom save?
I believe so. So it was dominate person.
Oh! That's fun.
Yeah, it's real fun, isn't it? Use your action. Reaction each time. It's each time you take damage, you make the saving throw. Not on a turn.
Okay.
He just has it as concentration.
Okay.
For up to a minute.
Well, I'm here.
Yep. So unfortunately, your turn's gonna get skipped. Desiel.
So, hearing what's going on, not really being sure what all everybody's going to do. Do I have like some kind of water skin? Do I have access to water where I am?
Yeah. You'd carry that. I mean, you guys have been traveling.
Okay.
You'd have water skin on you.
All right, and this is a pretty crude lock on this strong box, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like it's just kind of this shaped, hastily, or it's pounded out iron. Not a very complex lock.
Take some water from my water skin and I'll dump it out into the lock. And I will use control water to freeze it inside the lock.
Hey. All right. So you do that.
That would have been hella useful last week.
So now the lock is frozen.
Does the expanding ice seem to have any effect on this crude lock?
Oh, that's a good question. Roll a d10. If it's higher than a 4, then yes.
6.
And it's 6. Yeah, it looks like the lock is just shut. As it expands, it kind of exposes this hair-thin crack running through. It is a kind of flaw in the forging process that just expands as the ice gets it, and the lock splits apart.
Excellent. If I can, as a movement, open the strong box or whatever, great.
Yeah.
That takes my whole action. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You can open the strong box, and in there you find some copper pieces, some silver, and it looks like the 20 gold that was promised to be in there, or that Jacques had said was in there, as well as a few more papers.
Okay.
And that's...
I'm assuming I can't collect them yet, so that will be the end of
Yeah,
my turn.
no, not just yet.
Okay.
That is your turn. Nestor will walk. See how far can he get with his... So he's going to get as close as he can to Tempest and her box. Up next to Emnail. And just looking up at you, he's going to put his hands on his hips. Well, yes, I suppose we can talk about this. If you're the leader here, show some leadership. Let's get down off of there. Let's bring the safe back. And let's adjudicate this without anyone dying. Does that sound good? That's how he's going to use his turn. Pep, it's yours. I guess let me ask this. Is anyone planning on attacking anyone else on their turn this round?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Okay. So now, so we're out of initiative now. That being the last thing. So now Tempest, he's talking up at you. No one's fighting anymore. Amarok and his well, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And his mercenary are moved towards one another and huddle. They're kind of looking around for the others. And they're talking with one another as Nestor moves closer. Well, what'll it be?
A contract, sir. And I'm going to quickly pull out like a little parchment of paper and just like write like a we'll talk, and then like a yes or a no box that he's got to like tick. And I'm just going to draw a smiley face on the paper like above that, and just fold it into a paper plane and just blow it down so it'll find him with Breath of Life.
All right. Floats down, he picks it. Yes, we'll talk.
I'm gonna throw a pen down at him.
Hits him on the head. Thank you. And he pulls out one of his own quills, and checks it. I don't know how to get this back to you.
Just turn it around, I'll see.
Here. Holds it up. Is that enough?
It's the yes box ticked, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He has ticked the yes box and also put a question mark.
Alright, I will very suspiciously narrow my eyes and lower myself down with my arms crossed. I look very majestic.
Yes, certainly. Now, is everyone going to behave? And now all of the people that had crowded around Lyra are kind of just gathered over here watching all of this. He looks back over at them. All of you, in your carriages now, and loitering around. This doesn't concern any of you.
And enjoy the circus, and I'll bow to the crowd.
These are all circus performers. These are all members of the circus.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's some grumbling, and some of them laugh at what they hope was a joke, and reluctantly begin kind of dispersing. All of you, gather around here. Nestor steps to the outside. He doesn't. He never saw you. He never saw Desiel.
Does he command me to go, or did he drop and you to go?
He looks to you and drops it. I apologize for that, but there was need. Now come here.
I'm gonna look him right in the eyes. I'm gonna put away my glaive. I'm just gonna take a few steps. Yes, there truly was no need. You see, mind control is the power of the cowardice. So I would request that you not do it again. I only attacked that because he attacked my friend first. I hope you'll understand. You people tend to protect each other, and I find it only fair that I'd protect mine.
Protect yours while you're stealing from me? As Emrock bustles forward.
You stole first.
You intend to take the moral high ground.
You seem to believe in finders keepers. We were just returning the game.
So about this time, Desia will come down the path from where the safe is, as if just arriving on scene. Having taken
Is he holding the strong box, or has he put that?
No, he left the strong. He took the stuff out of the.
Okay,
he took the stuff out, and just left the strong box and hidden in the bushes over there, and then went around the back side of the carriage and was just coming down the path.
I took what was rightfully mine. He promised me a fight. He didn't give me one. Nestor calm down. We will deal with this properly. All of you. What happened? Well, somebody. You. What?
Well, it seems that there seems to have been a scuffle here, no?
This doesn't concern you.
Well, perhaps it does.
If you're with one of the acts, head back to your wagon. If not, leave. Enjoy the circus.
Well, may I can leave with my friends then. You seem to be harassing my friends.
Oh, these are your friends then?
Yes, they are.
Well, perhaps you can speak to what they were doing with the personal belongings of one of my employees.
Well,
your employees have stolen the personal belongings from another individual, and they were attempting to retrieve them.
Yeah, is this the kind of circus you run?
Amarok, please. What was stolen from whom?
I suppose they were reappropriating in the same manner which your oblivious individual chose to reappropriate our belongings, they were reappropriating by his standards. Nothing was being stolen here.
What belongings? What was taken? Please, someone.
Some gold.
Did you?
Some valuables.
Do you remember? Do you remember Jax, the manager of this fair man? Pointing to Pep.
Ex-manager.
Yes.
Semantics.
Unfortunately.
You saw
Very
this
well.
man beaten to within an inch of his life, no? After beating this man, they then stole the money which this individual was supposed to be paid.
Beaten.
And I'm gonna
Looks
again.
at Amarok. I had them rough him up so we could get our money's worth.
Holy magics in order to save him. Holy magic, sir. A whole holy magics had to be spent on saving Jack's life. He was face down in a muddy puddle, could have drowned. Frankly, we should be demanding an extra percentage on top of what we have what was the word? What we were taking back.
Reappropriating.
Reappropriating. We
Yes,
deserve
indeed.
compensation for poor Jack's hospital fees. He's going to be
yes,
recuperating
him
for
as well.
months.
First, though, I was speaking of Mr. Pep. Mr. Pep was beaten to within an inch of his life, and that was not enough for this savage. This savage then went and beat Pep's manager to within an inch of his life, and then they stole the previous manager, and then they stole all of the goods and belongings belonging to Pep and his previous manager. And so we were attempting to recover those things.
With the addition, is that safe yours? Are you
It is
keeping
now.
concentration on the levitation, or is it drop now? What is the is there a duration on that?
It's 10 minutes, so I guess it's still
Okay, so it's still
going.
floating. Yeah. Is that yours?
Whoa, when did that get there? A floating safe. That's pretty cool, guys, right? Whoa. Don't see that every day.
You can.
We just
you can
wanted to
drop
check
the
inside,
axe.
and we just wanted to check inside and see, the gold that was missing. It was the only thing in there, so we figured we'd take it somewhere safer where we weren't going to be beaten to an inch with our lives, and just take the gold we needed and then put it back.
Besides,
treat
I would just
these
like,
individuals the way they treat others, no?
I would just like to point out very, very poignantly, you ask if that's ours. What else would be of Jack's? There is nothing else in there.
Did Jacques, now looking at you, possess a safe like that?
Thing is, Jacques usually does all the bookkeeping himself, so I don't really keep track of that. Usually he just pays me and I go get drunk, and then I come back, and then we get moving. I mean, one safe looks like the other safe. I just grabbed whatever,
So
Look,
you mean
the imbecile has admitted to taking the money, which he claims was his out of some... who knows? So clearly he has a safe. We are not master safe breakers, and so we simply take the safe with us to open later.
Yes,
If he had not stolen the money, then the safe would still be in the carriage. As of the moment, we have merely done what we could to recover what is inside.
We didn't use any violence until violence was used against us.
Justice is also true.
Yeah, and they called me
Turns to
demon for
Emerald.
some reason, and that's very rude. I'm just a lady.
Yes.
Turns to Amarok. You know very well that's my safe. That pipsqueak didn't have anything like that in his carriage. It was a little box. Pathetic. Barely enough to compensate for my losses.
Which you admit you took.
Yes,
Just
What
one, man.
losses? I'm the one who lost the fight.
Jacques lied. Set me up for a humiliating fight.
You won, no?
Never even planned to give me a real opponent.
So you are
Perception is
upset. Well, you are upset. You won. You are not cheated. So defeating this poor individual, this hard-working man who has nothing better in life but to come and fight for the circus. You beat him to within an inch of his life, and this was not good enough for you. You then go and beat the man Jacques to within an inch of his life, and this was not good enough for you. You then must steal everything that belongs to these two individuals, and still this is not good enough for you. For when my friends here attempt to get back by your means of group ownership, no, whoever has it owns it, by your standards, you then begin to attack these individuals. You're a very violent and unreasonable individual.
Someone needs therapy.
Emmerich crosses his arms. Damn poets. Never could stand them. I did everything that I was entitled to do.
And so have we. Nice to meet you. Go back to your carriage. Have a good night.
You stole my prop, and he begins moving towards you before Nestor puts out an arm.
No, we simply did what we were entitled to do by the standard you have created.
I'm gonna make the box float just out of Amarok's arm reach, so like of jumping, so like he would have to reach and he'd never be able to reach it.
About 8 feet up in the air.
At my shoulder.
Yeah. Put that thing down! That's mine!
It is not yours anymore.
So, Amarok, you admit you assaulted Jacques? Yes,
And
he
Mr. Pep.
cheated me out of a good fight. I was promised a good fight. Do you know how much betting money I lost? Because that fight was over so quickly.
Wait.
I'll understand.
Did you bet
You
to
were
lose?
betting on yourself?
I don't do the betting. Some
You
of
have
my
people bet for you.
Of course. It's a standard practice. Surely
Mr.
Jacques bets on you. That's what all those papers were. Right?
I mean, actually, Jacques usually bets on me to lose, but yeah.
He what? You
Like
cheater!
I said, ex-manager.
No, actually, Mr. Jacques bet that Pep would be able to win. But if you bet on yourself to win and you won, then what is the problem? Why are you so angry and assaulting everybody without cause?
My reputation is worth more than a few gold. And again, Nestor, Amarok, stop. If you say another word, you know what happens.
Mr. Nestor, I apologize that Amarok here has created problems for you.
That is enough from you.
But why?
One of you is permitted to speak. So pick who it is. Who will speak for you?
You just hushed me. I was speaking.
Do you all agree?
Sure.
He's the only one who gets to speak.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You have made a carnival of this circus.
You're welcome.
Oh, hold on. No, I have that. I can do that.
There you go.
Rock, I am well aware of the damage to your reputation and your expectations of a good fight, as well as the attempted theft of your property. You? What is your name?
My name, sir. My name is Desiel.
Desiel. I am aware that... What is your relation to Jacques?
I am simply standing up for the honor of the good man here, because I noticed that your worker was treating individuals inappropriately, and so I stand up for those who, who need assistance.
Yes, how noble. Unfortunately, you did go beyond
Well, your man repeatedly attacked individual without provocation and then stole from these individuals. We have done much less than this in return. So what is it that we have done beyond our bounds?
Well, you trespassed upon his carriage, stole his belongings that he rightfully earned. You went far beyond taking back what was stolen from you. Yes.
But you can go first. I believe you were first.
Well, thank you for allowing me to speak. I was just gonna suggest that if this man just wants a fight, why don't one of us just fights him, and then throw this all under the rug? He can have his stuff. We will take Jock's stuff back, and then one of us, he can choose. We'll fight him. And
Nestor start.
Oh no!
Kind of.
I'll fight him. I think I can take you.
I have a better idea.
Okay.
Oh.
Both of you have admittedly committed criminal acts within the rounds of my circus.
I am curious why you continue to say that we have taken more than we were owed. What knowledge do you have of this? Were you part of this oblivious individual's theft and all of these machinations?
Outside of their performances, I don't care what my performers do.
Ah,
That
well
would be
then.
exhausting.
Then you have no way to know what is rightfully his or not. We have already established that he stole from Pep and Jacques. So nothing can be trusted to be his, as far as anyone's concerned.
He looks into the carriage where you can see the spot in the floor where the safe has been ripped up.
Yes.
Look. Obviously, I'm going to be biased towards my own performers.
I thank you for admitting these things.
However, Pep was also one of my performers.
And I.
However, yes, oh yes, dear, of course. Wonderful job.
Thanks.
I'm gonna shoot her a wink.
I am very annoyed, and I'm clutching my robe. And as I'm clutching my robe, I'm gonna try to be quiet. Let me see real quick. Yeah, it's just a verbal component, so I'm just gonna very quietly cast thaumaturgy, and I'm gonna make the ground shake right under Nestor's feet because he's really pissing me off. Like, I don't want him to fall or anything. I just want to spook him.
All right. So you do that. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look at something here.
Chest has spoken. It knows who it wants to go with. The infinitely more fabulous.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the chest speak. Boom my voice over there.
And he is going to look, because it's verbal, so you would have to say something. He just looks at you. I wouldn't. And you need to make me a... what is it? Oh, no, I guess there's no save. This just happens. Yeah, I guess you don't get to save against this. Or no, you do. Sorry. Oh no, because it's you have to make an
power
action.
Word.
Oh yes, make a wisdom saving throw. Because we're not in combat, and it's on your action, so make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on. I've been rolling like shit all night.
I believe.
Oh, a 13. His DC is 14, so you're just under. You begin dancing an Irish jig. Completely against your will as he gets Otto's irresistible dance.
Tempest
So
is
start
cackling.
tapping your feet. I don't suggest we play magical games. That's not a fight you're likely to win.
Let's talk
Now.
with our fists. No? Okay.
Perhaps, if however you'd like to do this, however you'd like to settle this particular problem is up to you. I present that since all of this happened on my property, and it's my reputation that is suffering from all of this, all of the gold, or all of this safe,
Yes.
is going to rest with me for the moment. I have need of some people willing to get their hands dirty to solve a problem of mine. My Beastmaster, Zachary, has gone missing. He left the swamps to go look for something that he said was in there, and he has yet to return. I need him found. I, of course, can't spare my own time. Whoever brings him back to me, alive, gets the safe. And the others shall never trouble my circus ever again.
Well, at the very least, we should at least be given the 20 gold that he is confirmed to have taken, no? Out of the safe. As he is here, he can open the safe for us and give us 20 gold.
Was in the strong box that I took. I never put anything in my own safe. So
See,
make a persuasion check. Okay. He mulls it over for a moment.
He admits that he took it. Whatever he did with it does not change the facts that he stole 20 gold from my friends.
No.
So he should return the 20 gold, no?
He stole it from whom precisely?
From Mr. Pip.
Did he take the gold from you?
Well, he took the gold from my ex-manager who
From Mr.
owes me
Pip and
money.
Jacques.
Yeah.
Now,
And Jacques essentially told us that we could go and get it if we wanted to. He was afraid of the individuals that robbed him. So clearly we came to retrieve the 20 gold.
Just to keep things like perfectly fair, I think it's only fair I get to beat up his manager too. Like, you know.
Ooh, yes.
And on the background, as I'm tap dancing and doing the whole Carlton thing, I'm like, and ask Jax if I hadn't had to save his life.
After a minute, you're able to stop dancing. Well, I can grant you some of that. You hadn't been paid from this, Pep?
No, not at all, not yet.
I gave the money to Jacques. Did he not give it to you?
Yeah, and then Jacques said that this obliterator dude took it from him, so, you know, just came back to get what's mine. And then I was looking for his manager as well, but I don't know which one of these people are his manager.
Yes, I suppose that would be difficult. I am his manager.
Oh, so you're cool with me, you know.
I am not going to grant you that aspect of your request. And you guys look at Emrock. Emrock is just fuming, tapping his foot.
He admits that he has stolen the money, or that he took the money he was owed.
That was never
actually the full amount. My understanding was 20 gold and 60 silver, which was taken. And this does not belong to him, obviously.
Nor does it belong to you, as Jacques, as you've admitted several times, is no longer affiliated.
As I explained, we are working on behalf of Jacques and Pep. Jacques said that we could go retrieve the money because he was afraid to do so. So essentially, he turned over the ownership of the money to us.
Yeah, we're volunteering.
It clearly does not belong to this man who took it. So are you going to reward this individual, which has caused a stain upon your circus and your reputation, by allowing him to indiscriminately beat upon anyone he chooses and take money simply because he wants to? Would you reward him for that?
No, I don't suppose I can. Very well. 20 of the gold will be yours. And Emrock, what? That's my gold! That's enough. I'll pay you back if they lose. Now, is Jacques here? Is he left?
I believe he's fled in fear of his life, or some such.
I'll look him in the eyes and I say, well, I can see you haven't taken much of a liking to me, and you do like to puppet others. Peer into my mind, see if what I'm telling is a lie. He was beaten up, drowning in a pool of his own blood, and I was the one that helped him. He escaped because he had no other choice, because he feared that was going to kill him. And once he fled, he said that whatever was his possessions should be and could be appropriated by Pep if he had the opportunity. Come on, try me now.
He'll look at you. I don't think he has anything for that. So if he does, he's going to use it. But I don't believe that he does.
Meanwhile, Tempest is writing up a contract.
He looks in your eyes. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. So good at those. Fucking God.
A 6. Firstly, I don't much care to puppet others. Only those who threaten me and swing around weapons on my circus grounds. But I will forgive you that, as clearly we are all not thinking straight. Well, you all. Now, I suggest you take the evening to prepare yourselves. Pep, I believe you had a chance to meet Zachary?
Zachary, yeah. This short guy, right? Pep has no idea.
Yeah, Pep has no clue. Oh, you'll have quite the surprise. Should you find him. And you, Amarok, back into your carriage.
What? No, hold on. If Amarok knows what Zachary looks like and we don't, that's an unfair disadvantage, sir. I'm adding that to the contract.
Make a persuasion check.
Mr. Nestor, so, like, did this Zach person, like, do anything wrong, or did he just want to quit? Like, what's the problem here?
No, he seemed quite happy with his employment. He, well, likes to collect animals. And he told me that he would be visiting the swamp to see if there was anything interesting. And hasn't come back since. I fear something in the swamp has taken him. The worst, he is dead. In that case, well, we'll simply deal with that if it comes up. But I hope
this is assuming Amarok didn't do anything to it.
Great point. Great point.
Amarok at this point is walking away. His other goons kind of meeting with him at their carriage, and they start very animatedly talking and gesturing back in your direction. Well, I can't exactly put it out of the question, but, well, he doesn't tend to harbor ill will towards, well, anyone more than another, which is already quite an amount. I don't believe he would be able to do anything to Zachary. To answer your question, child, Zachary is a brown bear. Quite large, quite strong brown bear. He is fully intelligent and aware, but in all physical capacities, a bear.
So an animal goes to capture other animals?
I don't know if he would use the word capture. Befriend, I think, is the way he likes to put it.
Can he speak?
Oh yes, quite well.
So does he turn into a brown bear, or is he actually a brown bear?
I have never seen him take another form.
So I don't know much about animals, but maybe he's like hibernating.
Well,
Because I think bears do that. Does anyone know anything about bears? I'm not sure.
Sounds right.
Anyone that likes to can make a nature check.
It's not winter, is it?
Sure.
It is the beginnings of spring. As the festival of lights indicates the new beginnings as the trees begin to sprout their first leaves, kind of the symbol of renewal. Bears hibernate, but usually in the winter. It's now the end of winter, so it'd be a bit late for that. Yeah, he's done that before, but he's always told us, and he's never done so outside of his carriage.
Well, I suppose we would be happy to help you if this is an individual in need of assistance. But of course, before we do that, I assume you're going to ensure that Mr. Amarok gives Pep 20 gold so that we can all start on a clean slate. And as friends who trust each other and the goodwill that is being spread, no?
As Desiel is saying that, I'm gonna walk towards him. Does he do anything like Nestor?
He meets your eyes. He's tall, but he's not Emnail tall, because Emnail's about 7 foot. He's probably about 6'5", 6'6", in that range. He's tall, and he just meets your eyes. Yes.
I'm just gonna put my shoulder, my arm on Desiel's shoulder, and I'm gonna cast guidance because I sense an ability check coming.
No, you're right. If you would grant me access to the safe, whichever one of you has cast the spell on it, I shall retrieve your 20 gold for you.
Well, that is up to Miss Tempest. Should she choose, if she is satisfied, I suppose.
Well, I'm going to dangle the contract in front of him, and I'm going to say this is outlining all the terms of the deal that you have just stated, and it actually will. Except at the very bottom, there's also going to be the suggestion that he implements a suggestions box because his circus is very ripe with grumpy people. And I'm just saying, if you take market research, it might help you improve the user experience. And there's going to be a spot for us to sign, or our representative, their representative, and Nesta.
And he'll read it over. When he gets to the bit about the suggestion box, he kind of furrows his brow.
There was this lady playing a cup game. She was so grumpy. And then there's this guy. Like, I'm just saying. User experience, man. That can only be good for business.
Oh, did you meet Brobach then? Did she try to scam you in a game of cups?
She did. That wasn't even what I was annoyed about, though. Like, when you go into these sorts of games, you know that the odds are against you, right? But then I gave her all of the money that I won back, except my original payment fee. She wouldn't even teach me, like, a single trick.
You didn't talk about her age, did you?
No.
Oh, well, quite surprised then.
Right, see? That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta...
I'll keep that in mind.
And I mean, like, warning tags. Like, if there's a particular sensitive topic, it doesn't hurt to put them on the cages that you keep these guys in.
Do I run a zoo? No.
Then what are all the cages for?
Well, Zachary runs the menagerie.
Well, perhaps that's the trouble. Mr. Amarok belongs in a cage.
Were he not a member of this circus, I might agree with you. Although he's been able to channel his particular aggression rather profitably for me. So.
No doubt.
I'll lower the box down to a table height and just slap the contract down.
Thank you. And he pulls
Mr. Pep, since the 20
ring
gold is yours, do you want to sign the paper?
As our representative?
Sure. And I just grab, is there a pen or quill, I guess?
Just scribble in big capital letters.
I threw one of mine at Nesta, but I have another one, so...
Okay, I'll take it from you and just write Pep in big letters. That work?
I don't know if the Alterum sages would find that legally binding, but I'll consider it as such. And he will take out his pen that he'd used in the previous contract and sign in both the representative for Amarok and in his own space. Well, you will start at dawn. The one who can bring back Zachary gets the rest, and he pulls this big ring of keys off of his belt and unlocks the safe, pulling out 20 gold pieces and handing it to Pep. It was, I must say, quite the argument that this safe did not belong to Amarok. You made a good go of it.
We didn't know that. Well, it doesn't apparently. It belongs to you. No?
Oh, I have access to all of the funds. This isn't exactly the first time this has ever happened. These are circus folk. They like to pick at each other.
No,
Although I must say, it's the first that have been stupid enough to try to steal from Amarok. Although you are the first that have stood up to him and not ended up face down in a mud puddle.
Some
As you've
say
noted,
stupid.
He has
I
quite
would
a temper.
say courageous.
No, you're stupid.
Oh. Okay.
So how much more is in the safe? Like, what is the reward for finding your bear friend?
Well, the reward, and he peers in. Well, I would have to check my records, but I believe somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 gold pieces. Not counting, of course, the 20 that you've taken. And does anyone know what strongbox he was speaking of? That seems more in line with what Jacques would have.
Well, they got
Jacques
rid of it?
apparently has left. I don't know. Perhaps if you find Jacques, you can ask him.
Very strange. If he took it, I wonder where he would have... He's not very smart.
Apparently.
I wouldn't think he would hide it.
If he were smart, he would know better than to steal from us. He smiles. Come, Pip.
To steal from Jacques.
Tomato, no?
Well, I should hope you're allying yourselves with better people than that.
Then Jacques? We are not allies with Jacques. We are allies with Pep.
Who formerly worked for Jacques. I see.
Indeed.
Well, perhaps you can put on a better fight against whatever's in there. And he pats Pep on the shoulder before returning to his cart.
Before you leave, may we shake your hand? Shake on the deal. It's traditional. That's what makes the contract binding.
Because I would also like to shake your hand.
I wouldn't mind.
You all have buzzers.
No, but I do have a plan.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's okay. This is a good one.
Is it the same as the last two plans you've had?
No.
Past friends?
This is a deviant plan.
Oh, that's even better.
Inflict wounds.
He smiles. I don't see why not. You're all amusing enough.
Okay, I'm gonna trade places with Lyra and say, slap his hand! But, like, into her ear. Now they have to be friends.
He'll hold out his hand and... awkwardly take it. Yes, good luck. Would anyone else like a handshake?
Yes. He'll step forward and shake his hand, since Lyra said that it was such a wonderful handshake. Does it feel magical?
It's a
Make a performance check for the handshake.
Make a charisma saving throw, DC 35. Haha.
Oh.
No. It's a pretty good handshake. Like, it's a very, very practiced handshake.
Oh, okay.
It's not earth-shattering. You've seen him cast powerful magic, but it's not like it's spilling off of him.
Okay.
I just noticed she really liked shaking his hand last time, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Is anyone else going for it? Does anyone else want a handshake, I suppose? I mean, I am magical, but I didn't realize my own hand was quite so wonderful.
I simply wanted to shake your hand as a sign of good faith.
Well, you certainly argue like a businessman. I wish you all the best of luck. And
Like a go or a
be...
start time, or do we just?
Yes, I do have two important, I guess, questions, and I'm very intentionally not even looking at him, preferably back turned to him. And I'm gonna be, first of all, do any of us know where in the bloody hell is this swamp?
I'm Neil. Why are you talking to that tree?
Yes, and I look back at Lyra, and let me see, where's Nestor? He's over there. I'm gonna walk over here because I imagine Amrock's not there anymore.
Yeah, Amrock.
And I'm gonna be back turned to him, and I'm gonna be, no, I'm talking to you. Apologies. So, does anybody know where this swamp might be?
Mr. Nestor, if you wish this individual to actually be found, is there any more information you can give us?
Yes, the swamp is... Well, we traveled through it. It's half a day's travel south. Just down the road. It's difficult to miss.
And you believe this friend of yours, the bear, what was his name?
Zachary.
Zachary. You believe they are in the swamp?
Well, that's where he told me he was going. I have no other leads. And it's very difficult to keep track of these animals. There's a crocodile. I don't know how to feed it. Just
okay.
It's been highly inconvenient.
Second question. Are we working on a clock? Is there, again, looking at Lyra or Pep or whoever might know this? Do you know when the circus is leaving town?
We will be here, well, we'll be here for the Festival of Light tomorrow. Through the whole day, and I'd imagine one day after that. But we don't travel quickly, as you can imagine, and it would be difficult to miss us. We are continuing to head north, up through to the coastal cities, and then perhaps to Flascos, once we reach there, but that will be a matter of, well, weeks of travel. At our pace.
Sure.
You will have to beat Amarok, of course, who is, as you may have seen, quite accomplished in hurting things. So
he does not seem too bright, though, and this seems to be an occasion where you must find the individual first, not simply pummel it into the ground.
Well, then you'll have the advantage.
Shall we get going, then?
Indeed.
Well, the game starts at dawn, as I said. You will all stay within the circus grounds until then. That should give you time to prepare.
Of course we will.
Indeed. So this is as much a game as it is you actually wanting to have this individual rescued and returned.
Well, the game is to rescue them.
And if they do not wish to return, then
you'll be out of luck, won't you? And I'll be about 100 gold richer.
Just, are you having Mr. Amarok return them against their will if they do not wish to return?
That's entirely up to the contestants.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary
can take care of himself. Does he seem like he wants that to happen?
Nestor?
Yes, does he seem like he is ready to enslave this dude?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
And in the meantime, he says to you, if what you're asking is whether I will force Zachary to work against his will, the answer's no. He may do what he likes. And
But if
as far as
he returns to us, if he returns with us, no matter what he does after that, the prize is 100 gold.
the prize is whatever's within this safe. And the safe itself, I suppose, if you had use for it.
May we be escorted to our sleeping arrangements?
Oh, well, I didn't exactly have anything arranged for you. This wasn't really planned for.
Sure, then may I just set up shop anywhere in your grounds?
So long as it's no disturbance to anyone else, I don't see why not. You are,
Very well.
in some respect, within my employ. At least I may
Have a
consider
good
you
night.
such. You as well.
And I'm just gonna walk away very calmly.
Just one thing. No more
Yes.
earthquakes. No more earthquakes, if you don't mind.
Well, you wouldn't barely call this an earthquake, right? And I'm gonna, actually this time just to annoy him, gonna make a very faint bird sound chirping on his ear with thaumaturgy again.
No, I don't think so. If that's the case, I hope to see you all in the morning, and then again with a large bear in your company.
I mean, do you want some help moving this thing? I'll tap the side of the floating crate.
Oh, this. And he closes it up and locks it.
It's still, like, vaguely floating.
If it would be no trouble to you, I would rather not push it.
I'm gone. I'm not even there anymore.
But in when we get back, I want to meet the alligator. Crocodile? Whatever it was.
Crocodile? Certainly. Just don't get in the way of his teeth while he's hungry.
I mean, it'd solve your feeding problem, but sure.
That's a good point. It rather would.
See? Gotta think creatively, man. I'm telling you, that suggestions box.
Should I consider that a binding contract? You're to solve my food problem?
I mean, have you written it out? I want to see the terms and conditions. We'll talk about it on the way to your tent, and I'll help him float the...
You discuss the terms of you feeding your hand to a crocodile. Do you come to terms? Are you going to allow your hand to be eaten?
I want to see it in action first. Like, we'll give it a snack, and we'll see how chompy it is.
Okay. Very well. Oh, that should be entertaining at the least. And he, with your help, places the box within his spacious carriage. We're going to take a break for a few moments before we get to the rest of it.
Jesus, let's get everything cleansed. Our dice, our souls, our computers, our add-ons. Jesus Christ.
Let's reset everything and reconvene in about 10 minutes. See y'all in a bit. And
alrighty.
Welcome back, everybody. So our wonderful adventurers managed to negotiate out of their predicament. So now Nestor has left. Amarok and his crew have left. You guys are now just in the circus grounds. Although I forgot to switch that, and I switched that at the wrong time. It's the middle of the night. Still. You basically got leave to pitch your tent wherever. So long as you're not bothering anybody. Which you guys would never do, right?
No.
You guys would never do something like that. So, what's the plan?
Are we
So
all...
where did we end up going?
I don't know. It's up to you guys. Where you
Any
guys end up?
random corner.
Well, Mr. Pep, you seem to be a bit richer. Do you have a better idea of the circus than the rest of us? Where should we stay tonight?
Well, I know a real comfy spot under my cart. You know, I just kind of put a blanket out, sleep under there.
Did Jacques have a wagon? No, we could sleep inside his wagon if he has left.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I usually sleep outside, but yeah, you guys can totally, sleep in the wagon. Oh, that's cool. And also, yeah, and I'll reach in my pocket and be like, yeah, since you guys are such great managers and stuff, here, and I'll give you each 5 gold.
Ooh.
You guys don't have to stay in the circus as well, because the circus is kind of attached to the town. You could find a place.
I thought we had to be in the circus grounds.
You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
You can. He said
Okay,
you can
but
set up anywhere here, but
we were instructed to not leave the circus. Am I mistaken?
to not go to the swamp yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
If you guys go to the town, like,
Okay.
And I just wanted to say something, like, so, like, I know we're supposed to start at dawn, but considering we're racing against someone, and I don't know how everyone feels about this, maybe we should get a little bit of a head start.
Normally, I would not be necessarily against it. I do have one reservation, however. Something tells me he will want to assemble us in the morning, which would be kind of troublesome, even if only one of us were to leave. Firstly, before all of that, I would just like to apologize for my previous behavior. I do have a strong dislike to those who mind control with no purpose. That is very unkind of him, let's just say. And Mr. Pep, I would like to first of all thank you for your gratitude with the coin, but also that I would hope you would see us less of your necessarily managers, but assistants, or at least someone that could help you on a non-business level. I can't say for my fellow acquaintances, but I do think that what happened to you and to your ex-manager was extremely, extremely rude, and that pest, that little thing, did get what he deserved.
Oh, thanks. Never had a non-business relationship since I've left home. This is nice.
Well, that brings up a good point. Who are all you people?
That is a very good question.
He did introductions.
Yes, but very cursory, no? We know nothing about each other other than... I don't know, we fell into this situation together, no? Clearly, we have something in common in that we see somebody who is in need of assistance and we come together and we assist. But other than that, I know nothing of you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm mostly here because it's been incredibly entertaining so far. I mean, this is the circus that I came for.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm from Lilybridge. It's pretty far from here, It's been a while since I've been back home.
Are you wanting to return home, or?
Not really. I'm not really welcome there.
Ooh, what did you do?
Got in an argument with my pops, Well, not really an argument. It's more like him yelling at me and then me leaving. But, yeah.
You can get banished
So Lily
for
Bridge.
arguing. Interesting.
And Lily Bridge is where?
Oh, Lily Bridge is DM. Where is Lily Bridge?
Lily Bridge, your hometown would be back in Opliana, which is across the sea to the east.
Oh, it's across the East Sea, in Obliana. Nice little place. Yeah. What about you, Desio?
Oh, well, I from the same basic area, more or less, from the continent to the east in Opliana. Myself, I am making my way across. Well, to be honest, I'm originally from Escuda, and I have spent some time in Opliana, and I'm making my way across Alterium over to Elysia at the moment. In search of someone in Elysia.
Oh, who are you looking for? A friend?
Friends,
Manager?
family. No, I'm not looking for a manager. Family I have not seen in a very long time.
Just sees every relationship as manager and prize fighter.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry, Desio, where did you say you were from? Not Obliana, the other place?
Escura is
Escura.
the northwest continent area. So yes, and I ran into my friend here, Ramneel, traveling across Altarim.
How do you two know each other? The whole time you guys are talking, Lyra is like taking notes in a journal, like almost like an interview.
I bumped into each other on the road. He was heading east, I was heading west. And he decided that west seemed like a better direction to go.
Yes. I have been meandering through Altarim for a bit, not necessarily with any particular goal in mind, although it was pretty nice to try to find a job. When I bumped into Desio, and with his purpose, I found that at least there was an end goal to what I was doing. So I decided to follow him, or better yet, accompany him.
Company.
Since I am talking to Pep, since I am not his manager, I am his friend.
Yes. So here, well, at least for the two of us, we have friends, no managers, and looking at Lyra. And when we work, we do so for money, so you get paid more than just a handshake.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
I've had jobs here and there, but I mean, I don't know, I've never been a volunteer before, and I thought it was very exciting. Somebody asked me to be a volunteer, and I said yes.
Oh, very well.
Yeah,
Okay.
now I've been a volunteer twice.
Well, this makes sense.
And I turn to Desio and I go, and well, you can't say that it didn't pay off. At the end of the day, she got 5 gold, the same amount as us.
Oh no, does this mean I'm not a volunteer?
Oh,
No, you still
gold.
volunteer for the circus. He did not pay you for your circus work, no?
Exactly.
Okay, so I was volunteer only one time. Got it. And what's with this, as she points to Amniel, to your halo?
Oh, this.
I've never quite seen something like that. That's very... Do you buy that? Is it... what is it?
Oh, halos are so in this season.
Yeah. Is it a trend or...
Ever since Kim Kardashian wore one on the red carpet.
Yes. No, unfortunately not. Do you like it?
I think it's really cool. I would want something like this.
Oh, can't say that I agree. It does attract a lot of attention, unfortunately.
Well, that and you're very, very, very tall. So it's kind of like a lighthouse, like a beacon.
He's no inconspicuous, no?
No.
Unfortunately, I wish I could be as crafty as Desiel and even some of you have shown to be. Unfortunately, I am a bit of an attention-drawing machine. Not, of course, as intentionally or effectively as you, Tempest, but I do try my best to lay low for a while. I actually do have a few things in common with Mr. Pep over there. I'm also from Apliana. But yeah, let's just say that I'm also not terribly interested in coming back, although I probably could, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of tell from your dance moves earlier.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, let's just say that I was a part of an organization which has some level of. Let's just say I was in the family business, and that's where this came from.
So if I find a family business... Oh, well, I would need a family first. Never mind.
Oh, poor thing. Oh.
Did you have no family?
Nope. Just me.
Where are you from?
Like, originally, I don't know. I would like to know the answer to that as well. Where I remember being from, you've never heard of it. It's a very, 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 very small town. Very small.
Insight check.
Honestly, I'm surprised that's the first one in this whole exchange.
Go for it.
As she says that, oh shit.
What does an 18 get him?
I am telling the truth. Very small. Too small.
Well, you said very, 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 very.
Yeah.
So, like a town for ants.
Oh. No, but that's funny. Do ants have towns?
Not hills.
They have colonies.
I would argue they have something better than towns because theirs tends to be a lot more organized from what I've seen.
They really get a palace if you think about it.
I haven't no studied the ants too much.
Ezio just spends the night like picking up dirt and looking for ants.
But yes, although we do have, or at least some of us have, overarching intentions, I do feel that this is perhaps at least an amusing sidetrack. You know, I am not one to generally have visions or dreams, but I get a good feeling about you lot.
Is it my
Who do you know?
personality that gives you that hope?
Oh, yes, definitely. I can't say that I have not been thoroughly entertained by the handshakes, the notes taking. I find that very, very
It's important, you know.
Oh, yes, I imagine. You know,
Miss Tempest.
tend to...
Oh, really?
Oh, please go ahead.
It seems we are all telling our stories, and you have not volunteered. So I thought I might
I
ask.
mean, mine's not particularly interesting, honestly. I get bored very easily, so I've just kind of been wandering around. I ended up here. There was this old guy who... I mean, the last town got boring, so I thought I was going to walk here. But no, he was nice. He was like the one guy in a carriage who didn't splash me with all the puddles as he was going by, and he offered to bring me here. and dropped me off. Didn't even ask for payment, which was nice because I ran off without giving him any. But yeah, I mean, I just look for stuff that's entertaining. I'm on a big adventure, so.
Are you? And where did you begin the adventure?
I don't actually know how far I've traveled from. I don't really pay much attention to geography since I'm not aiming for anything. It was like northish, I think. I'm not actually sure where we are at the moment, honestly. Like on a map, like on the grander scale.
This continent is known as Alterim.
Well, I mean, I know that much, but just like where within it, I'm not actually sure how far I've traveled. I do a lot of like walking and stowing away on carriages, and when like you fall asleep on a carriage, you tend not to pay attention to what direction it's going. But I'm here.
I am not one to doubt or questions abilities of other people because I have been thoroughly impressed by what other people could do in the past. But do you really get to stow away very frequently? You seem like the type of person that would stand out in the best way, of course.
I'm very small, and you would be very surprised as to what people don't pay attention to. But more often than not, I can talk my way onto some form of transport.
Fair. That's fair.
Well, Mr. Pep, we were going to have something to drink, and then I suppose we should... Is everybody wanting to do this thing? Go find the bear in the woods?
It's a talking bear. You're not allowed to have any other opinion aside from the fact it's a talking bear.
I just wanted to ask something. So I'm not like, I fight for a living, but I'm not into the whole like forcing people to do stuff they don't want to do. What happens if this bear doesn't want to come back? You know.
Ooh, we can invite him to be our friend then.
Well, if he does not want to come back, then I say he doesn't have to come back.
I have... First of all, let's try to find a place to stay for the night, because even though I do have what would be necessary to sleep in a corner, I would prefer not to. Would we have, by any chance, Dungeon Master, passed by any inns or taverns?
In the town, it's Endril is kind of the equivalent of a highway town, like a place that's just off of a main road, essentially. So it's that's right, because Lyra, you've been here a while.
Yeah.
Yes, there are several inns and taverns.
Yeah,
So yeah, Lyra can take you to one.
Yeah, I can take you to a couple places. We can stay there for the night.
Shall we take accommodations then? I think we best discuss this with our bellies full.
Okay, follow me.
And I nudge Pep and I go, right, Gladiator?
Oh, yeah. I love food. And I love drinking too. It's all on
Can
me.
we still play a general store? I threw one of my pens at Nestor and he never gave it back.
Oh,
I believe it's on the ground.
Oh,
He let it fall on the ground. He did not pick it up.
I'm gonna go get my pen.
You pick up your pen. It's muddy and dirty now. It's sitting on the ground, but you can pick it up. Still works.
Brush it off. This is fine.
You seem to be magically inclined, no, Miss Tempest?
Yeah.
Are you able to mend things by any chance? You seem crafty.
No.
No.
I don't know if you've really gathered this about me from my winning personality. I'm not very good at fixing things. I'm very
You
good
like
at
breaking things. Yes, I thought perhaps because you break so many things that perhaps you would find occasion to fix them.
If it's broken than it was meant to be broken. Sometimes things are more fun when they're not the same way that they originally came.
Fair enough.
You know,
That hasn't been my experience, but yeah.
Depends on what you're breaking, but I mean, if you break a bone, I can probably help out. But beyond that, they're not
Also,
so human things.
That's probably a good point. How rough is Pep looking by now? Because he was down.
Yeah, how is Pep? I don't think you took any damage during the fight, but.
So the smelling salts kind of cleared me up. You know, I kind of snapped my nose back into place.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
second
true.
wind, yeah. Now you, Amnel, got hit pretty hard.
Yes, I know.
If anybody is feeling it, it'd be you.
Yeah. Going to
I'll go up to him as well and ask, do I have consent?
Is that happening?
Are you going to slap me?
Do I have consent?
Say yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna slap him on both cheeks and hit him with the healing spell.
All right.
Except the spell is healing word, so really consent was the trigger word, and consent.
Wow, that is surprisingly helpful.
You feel this warm golden light just shimmer through you, or this warm blue light, I should say, kind of just pass through you and kind of bolster the throbbing bruise on your chin. Kind of the inflammation kind of recedes. Feel a lot better.
Thank you. That was surprising. That's very interesting. Well, since I don't think we will be getting into much trouble for the night, I suppose I start kind of just rubbing my neck and a little...
You know we are about to go to a tavern. You never know what's going to happen.
And as I'm rubbing my neck, I hear Desiel say that, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Well, that is probably true. I'm just going to take my hands off and forget what I was about to do. However, you, and I point to Desiel, your silver tongue has been failing us left and right tonight, so... Well,
my silver tongue failed us not at all. We acquired 20 gold from the foolish Nestor fellow.
It went better than expected. We really should have checked if there was going to be a horse attached to that cart.
Actually, before we leave, isn't Nestor or anyone around like looking directly at us at this moment?
A few. There are a couple people gossiping about what just happened, who are kind of out around their fires, and some of them are looking your way.
I will say
you can't see Nestor. You don't see Nestor. You don't. Emarok and his crew have retired to their carriage.
Okay.
It helped Nestor take the box back, remember?
Yes.
In what way would you say that I have failed us in the speaking arena?
Well, maybe my judgment was a bit too premature.
No.
But I will say something. I think it might not be a terrible idea to take that, and I start pointing towards where because like you weren't stealthing. I was looking at you, and I have a high passive perception. So I will assume that I have seen the box be dropped on the floor.
Off in the bushes when I had the 15 stealth?
Yeah, no, he was stealthed at that point.
But did you roll a 15?
Well, you had that, but at that time, he was behind cover. So you wouldn't have seen where he went. Of course, you were also then charmed, so you wouldn't have been able to track him.
Okay.
You knew that he had the box.
Yeah.
When you left the carriage, so.
Where is the...
Perhaps we should discuss this in town, no?
Well, my fear is that we might need to take it away before it is seen.
I am fairly certain it will be okay.
All right, I'll trust your judgment.
All right, and Lyra guides you into town, and to a not great tavern. You know, it's not a 5-star hotel, but it seems lively enough, or like it would be if it were a bit earlier on in the night. Now things have kind of died down. There's still a few people at a few tables. The fire's still roaring. Some of the elven staff kind of wave and greet you as you enter. Are you guys gonna find a table?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty open. You guys can sit wherever you want. You find a table large enough for the 5 of you. You kind of wave down one of the elven barmaids. Drinks for all of you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And some something to eat, no?
Oh, of course.
yeah.
There's a wonderful lamb roast tonight.
Lamb is
Will that be
exactly
agreeable
what
to
I
all?
was thinking.
Wonderful. And she will sweep her way back to the kitchen. Shortly thereafter, bringing you your ales. Pep, it's not quite the strong, stout ale that you're used to from home. Kind of a softer, more refined flavor. But I mean,
Tastes like piss.
gets you drunk all the time.
How much would all this be, by the way?
Oh, the 5 drinks. Those are 3 copper apiece. So that's kind of note 15 copper and a plate for each of you. Then that would be 5 silver for the meals in total. 1 silver for each of you, and so that in total comes out to 6 silver and 5 copper.
Okay, and if you include tip is
Just-
like 15%. I'll give her a gold.
You give her a gold.
Oh my God.
Okay,
sounds about right.
Oh, thank you. And she skips back to the kitchen.
Miss Lyra and Mr. Pep, do you see anybody from the circus around?
Do I see anybody?
I love the synchrony of both of you just going.
Lyra, you in fact see a couple of the crew that you were working with, sitting in a corner table. They're the edgy rogues, sitting in a table in the back, kind of grumbling about their day.
I worked with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them you had worked alongside. Some were just like on the same. Were also working, basically, is what it was.
Did you just say that the acrobats were here?
Yes, 2 of the acrobats.
I want to go make friends with the acrobats.
Okay.
No,
so
with a capital F, just regular friends.
Right. So they are sitting at the bar, both with drinks. A man and a woman. They're pretty deep in conversation as you approach. Both of them are human. The man has kind of scruff, stubble. That's what I was looking for. Stubbly black beard, black hair cut pretty short. And the woman has kind of light brown hair cut kind of just below the nape of her neck. They both look. Can I help you?
Approach, I want to kind of adjust my demeanor to be like as childish as possible. I am huge fans. You guys are amazing. Best act in the entire circus.
Oh, thank you.
I just
he turns to the woman who puts a hand on his shoulder. Oh, we're so glad you enjoyed it. It really is a joy putting on these performances.
I'm glad that you really seek to bring joy to the masses. I mean, a lot of other people in the circus are just so grumpy. And you know, for someone like me, that's really a downer. So you know, I appreciate you guys. And I was just wondering, I saw you do this trick where you like put your arm behind and like twist it. Is there a secret to that? Are you like double jointed or something? Is there like special training you go through for this sort of stuff? Because, like, I think I'm pretty flexible, but, like, wow, that was amazing.
Oh, do you mean our stretches?
Those were just the stretches?
Oh, yes. Did you miss the performance?
Unfortunately, sorry. There was a whole drama with a guy. He was very angry. Again, grumpy people. Will you guys be performing again?
Oh, and they looked, I believe so. I believe we will be later on tomorrow.
Later on tomorrow. I hope I can make it this time. Is there like a book or something you guys read, or like a special training program? Like, I don't know. I'm exploring career options, I guess. This, like, if there was ever a job that I was interested in, this is one of them.
Oh, well, many of us would have gone through an acrobatic academy here in Altarim. Some were just young children who joined the circus and who showed an aptitude for it.
Well, I clearly was born into the wrong town. What are your names again?
Well, my name is Anderson, and Melissa.
Anderson and Melissa. And surely you guys must be the star act in the acrobatics troupe.
Well, we are the leaders, I suppose. We're the oldest, been around the longest. We know a thing or two.
Oh, wow. You've been around for that long. That's so impressive. You guys don't look that old at all. That acrobatics thing must be great for keeping you, like, nice and spry and very youthful. Like, Melissa, your skin, it's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I suppose it must be, but they both share a look, and there's like a tinge of sadness for a moment before they kind of put their smiles back on.
Just sadness. What do I do with that? I apologize if I've offended you. I didn't mean to at all. I promise these are only the highest of compliments.
Oh no, of course, dear. It's memories are an odd thing, aren't they?
Suppose there's anything we can help you out with, is there?
Oh no, I wouldn't dream of bothering you.
No bother at all. It's the least I could do for your help in, like, advising me on how to become an acrobat. It's a new dream of mine.
Perhaps if you make it to the show, we can give you a bit of a tour backstage. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing. That would be a wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and I had one last question. I don't suppose you know a guy named Zachary? We've been told he's a man to see here if you want to check out the animals at the zoo area.
Oh,
the menagerie?
yes.
I believe they call it a menagerie.
Yes, the menagerie. Zachary is a bit of a recluse. Being a bear has its disadvantages socially. Although I haven't seen him in a day or so.
Unfortunate. Do you know where we can usually find him? Maybe where he sleeps?
Oh well, he sleeps in his wagon near wherever the animals are set up. I believe they're just outside the tent.
Maybe we'll try and find him then. I really hear wonderful things about his crocodile.
Oh, the crocodile. Yeah, yes, wonderful. Yes.
And I will say thank you again. And I'll give them a little curtsy and twirl off back to my friends. And I hope you have a wonderful night, guys, as I wave, as I wander off.
So while all that was going on,
Sorry.
No. It's good. Kendra and Mike, did y'all respond to the? Do you see anybody from the circus?
To the people in the corner, I'd be like, "Oh, those are my friends. Hi," and I'll wave to them.
One of them kind of gives you a half, and it was the young elven girl who you had worked right alongside, but the others just look at you and then continue on with their conversation. And so she kind of,
Friends of yours, really?
Yeah, I mean, short time friends. We just met and we all share a common goal and interest, and I have learned that friends usually have common interests, common goals, so friend.
Indeed. Very well. Well, in that case, I will just pull out all the papers that I've collected, Drew, from on top of the strongbox and in the strongbox.
you're going to take a look at them. They
and
appear to
spread them
be,
out on the table.
they appear to be betting slips. So Jacques, in addition to being the manager, works as a bookie. So he looks like he collected some bets from the circus, a good amount. There are, it's 3 copper here, 4 copper here, each at different odds. Most of them are placed on Amarok. It seems he was the clear favorite. All total, if you count it up, it's not much. This is just people attending a circus. This isn't really hard betting. Probably in the realm of 20 silver.
Of bets. So all the papers, though, they're all like betting slips.
Yeah, they're all betting slips for like 3 copper here,
Gotcha,
2
okay.
here. Small bets.
Sure. Well, these are nothing of particular interest. Are they like full sheets of paper, or just like little scraps of paper?
They're kind of all on strips of like where you would take a full
Gotcha.
paper,
Yeah.
tear it in half, right? So they could be folded up.
Well, anybody have need for, and looking on the back, assuming the back of them are empty, blank.
Yeah.
Anybody have need for note paper?
As he's taking things out and Diziel is discussing, I'm just gonna keep an eye out to the room, mainly to who Pep and Lyra said, and check if they're like checking us out.
Make a perception check.
Yes, sir.
And they don't seem really interested in you. They're just kind of trying to relax after their day of work. It didn't look very rewarding. Working at this circus. So they just want, peace and quiet. As far as you can tell.
Well, there were some other things I found, but since individuals from the circus are here, perhaps we can go over them later. And he'll slide some of the paper notes over to betting slips over to Tempest.
I'm going to pull out my Crayola Kids paint set and start going to town on the backs of the paper slips. Just illustrating the adventures of our battle, making us look really cool. There's definitely one of me up on my soapbox.
Betting slip book.
Yeah.
That's definitely not going to end up as an Instagram post.
Tempest, by the way, I'm going to pull Gerard out. Gerard, I don't know if he doesn't like me, but what happened to Gerard?
So I realized halfway through that was probably not the greatest plan. Gerard has limitations. So, and I'll take him and I'll activate him again. So he only lasts for a certain amount of time. Unfortunately, he's very fragile life form. He has a very quick life cycle, like a fly, probably worse. It's very sad. This is now Gerard the Second.
Gerard the First is dead?
Sorry, you never got to say goodbye. It's a harsh life. But this Gerard can do other stuff. And I mean, I guess he's Gerard the First, depending on how you look at like resurrection and stuff like that, you know. But I'm gonna make him do like a little dance, like he's doing a jig now. Kind of like Amnael was doing under the charm. He's doing the same dance. I can make him like he sometimes remembers the things that I say or that he hears. I can have him find things sometimes. He's very useful, but only in limited conditions, and he has to be within a certain distance of me for me to make him do those things. Which unfortunately, because he was on you, it probably wouldn't have worked as like a voice coming from a distance. Because like if someone is yelling from the distance, they don't usually like the shout doesn't usually appear beside you.
Yeah, that's probably right.
And like usually this plan is not something I conduct with other people. So the team thinking thing is not a strong skill. But you can have this Gerard.
I don't know if I'm
and
emotionally...
like Gerard will like salsa over to you.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for Gerard the Second, but thank you. I'm still grieving.
Okay, he's gonna like chill on the table for 10 minutes and then collapse back down.
Do we need to give him a proper burial? Is that what you need for closure? Talking to Lyra.
I mean, maybe just like a few words about Gerard the First would be nice, just to honor him. He was brave and valiant in battle today.
He was a stalwart defender, always by your side.
He was.
His life was short, but he burned bright.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss you, Gerard.
Give me 1 second. If you give me a day, maybe I can... Well, actually, maybe a few days. We can go ahead and have a ceremony arranged for Gerard the First.
My God, we can give him a whole funeral.
Well,
I'm gonna start pulling out from like my robe pockets. Like I've got more pockets than you would think, and there's just like crumpled bits of like paper and leaves and things like that, and they've all got like faces on them. So this is the graveyard of scrap helpers. Do you think we could have a funeral for all of them?
I think we could have a funeral for all of them at once. I'm not sure we should.
Group funeral is a great idea. None of them will be lonely in the afterlife.
Group funeral.
The great paper shredder in the sky.
Group funeral does sound a lot better than mass grave.
I
can give up with that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to wait. Desiel will pull out a book and put it open on the table, and you'll pick up Gerard and just stick it inside the book. And would you wish to bury the others? Have the others join him?
We fold up like a little. I'm gonna make a little coffin that lays flat, and I'm just gonna stuff them all inside and hand them over.
And he'll just put the papers inside the book. And with minor illusion, a little horn sound very quietly will start playing in the middle of the table.
In the middle of a tavern, we're having a funeral.
Yeah, well, I can do it as quietly as a whisper or as loud as like a lion's roar. So a quiet little horn playing in the middle of the table. And he will just close his book and put it back in his back.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
We're talking about a paper person here, right? I'm not just drinking too much, right? I just want to be clear.
Enjoy your drink.
You should have
is a little bit
people
stronger
on
than I
their
thought.
tape or material. He had a life too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just making sure we're on the same, page.
We are indeed on the same page, Mr. Pep.
Are we about to rehash
Well,
the plot
actually,
of Toy Story 4?
we are not. We are not in the same page. The Gerards are in the same page. We are outside the page.
All named Gerard. They are unique entities unto themselves.
There was one formed of bird bones that was called Barnabas, I think.
He was an advanced project.
Would you like another drink, Mr. Pep?
No, I think I've had a little too much considering what I just saw. Stuff's stronger than I thought.
The drinks come, your meals come and go, because I think we're going to wrap up here. You guys secure your rooms for the night. You're each able to get a room if you'd like.
Sure.
And so you'll get your long rest as we head into next week. Thank you everybody for joining us. Those of you that are here, be sure to check out us not only here every Wednesday, but also on YouTube whenever the main video goes live. We also do. Are we doing the clips on YouTube as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
and on
eventually we'll be having clips on YouTube, on TikTok. I think it's on Twitch as well. We're gonna save that. Be sure to check us out on Twitter, where maybe it's gonna be funny, maybe it won't. That's gonna depend purely on Tempest.
No
as well as Instagram, you should see some fun stuff over there. Thanks again to Syrinscape for the music, animated dungeon maps on Patreon for the lovely circus map we saw tonight, as well as many others that we're going to use over the course of this campaign. Other than that, see you all next week.